Right, here we go. Arkham Horror, the card game, Edge of the Earth campaign, part 5, City of the Elder Things. Welcome back. There's nobody there, but welcome back anyway. So Leo is still rampaging through the Antarctic. City of the Elder Things. He has all of the dogs in his deck, hence him unsurprisingly, given the way I normally play, he has no trauma at all so far. I'll just double check the campaign guide to make sure, because it is about 3 or 4 weeks since I last played this. I've had this set up on my desk the entire time and not had a chance to get back to it. So let's get to it. City of the Elder Things. Even with the knowledge offered to you by Dyer's report, you find yourself wholly unprepared for the terrible vastness of the blasphemous city at the heart of Antarctica. Its alien inscrutability, massive towers, temples, bridges and pyramids dot the broad landscape. In the ineluctable light of dawn, I don't know what that means, the nameless maze of cyclopean structures and angular blocks extends for miles in every direction, unmistakably real and yet impossible to believe. It is truly a wonder of the world. If Dr. Sinha is alive... She is. Remember, stay covered at all times. Where we are headed, the wind can flash freeze your skin almost instantly, and stay hydrated, Dr. Sinha reminds you. The air here is drier than you think. The remainder of the party nods in understanding. None of you have come this far just to catch hypothermia, but it's almost as likely as death by anything else in this damnable place. The investigators suffer no ill effects. As you descend the peaks surrounding the city, trespassing furtively over its walls, the slopes give way to gradual, shallower foothills, peppered with the structures of black primordial stone. Towers or posts, perhaps, outposts, linking the natural outer wards of the city to the outskirts. We should search one of those watchtowers, one of the team members suggests, pointing to the closest structure. You nod in agreement. Dyer's report had observed a wealth of information carved into the walls of several structures within the city after all. Perhaps you'll stumble on a map or a diagram of the city to aid your exploration. If the investigators scouted the city outskirts, I believe we did scout the city outskirts, aren't we good? Instead of heading to the watchtower, you call out to the others to follow you. Recalling the route you and Ellsworth had scouted out the night before, you lead the group towards the half-buried structure you spotted. It takes a bit longer to get there than the watchtower, but provides an easy shortcut to the city proper. During setup, after you reveal the starting location, the lead investigator discovers clues from that location equal to half its clue value rounded up. So I'm going to do that now before I forget. So we're starting here, top left, city landscape. 1 clue. So half of 1 clue rounded up is 1 clue. So I will take 1 clue. Not very often this game gives you something positive, so you've got to take it while you can. If Professor William Dyer is alive, is he? I think he is. He is! Be careful, the Professor warns. You are keen to heed his wisdom, and as it is through hard experience, the cliffs inspired dear depict much about the history of this place. I don't know why I'm doing these stupid accents. It's ancient, far more ancient than anything our species have built. What's your point? Someone chimes in. Do you know the old phrase, the walls have ears and the doors have eyes? Dyer replies. I think this accent's changing. We have no idea what could be hiding within these walls, what dwells under the ice and stone. Be on alert and do not let any voices but our own rattle in your skull. Do you understand? You're not in agreement. That's 3 times I've nodded. You cannot help but take the meaning of Dyer's idiom literally. The investigators suffer no ill effects. The open entrance to the obsidian structure greets you like the maw of a ferocious predator. As your eyes adjust to the darkness, your curiosity gives way to deep, profound dread. The structure's sharp, angular main hall is the site of an absolute massacre. Mangled elder thing corpses litter the floor, piles of leathery grey flesh and sticky misshapen organs coated in thick, dark green fluid. You reel at the awful stench of death. These dead are not ancient. This slaughter must have been recent. What could have done this? One of your party breaks the immense silence. Murals on the wall draw your attention, depicting what you have come to know as the race of elder things embroiled in battle with some ancient, terrifying foe. No, not one. Many. Your party dares not dwell in the slaughterhouse long. Covering your noses to block the awful stench, you take the time to leave. If James Cookie Fredericks is alive. I think he is. Yes. And dynamite is listed and supplies recovered. But it's not. Unfortunately, as you attempt to leave the structure, you find the passage blocked by ice and rubble. It takes much longer than you expected to find another way out, and when you finally escape, you've already been exposed to the elements for some time. Add a frost token to the chaos bag. The trail of sticky green blood leads out and dribbles down a smooth path sculpted as if by an acidic substance. Out of the mountainside in the opposite direction, the mountain ridge continues along the perimeter of the city. In the distance, you can just make out a darkened, half-buried section of the city, the layout of its structures completely unfamiliar to you. Even after going through Dyer's notes extensively. Finally, in the heart of the city, a great pyramid and many prominent temples lie scattered, rising to the amazing heights, despite the weathering of many eons. The expedition team cast votes on which direction they wish to go. So I'd already done this little bit as part of the setup, so that's why we've got this particular map. Right, I need to choose a member of the investigation team to join me. I haven't done that bit. Who is still alive? That is the question. We have Professor Dyer, who will give us spend secrets to heal horror. We have Roald Ellsworth, who will spend uses to treat treacheries as blank. That might be useful. We have Danforth, who has 5 secrets to basically give you 2 cards when you draw a Takalali weakness. Cookie, 3 ammo and a gun. Fights with a base skill of 5 and stops the enemy attacking for the rest of the round if it isn't elite. Avery, when you reveal a frost token, you can spend a supply to cancel it and reveal a new one. And Dr. Sinha is about healing damage. Well, when I played this last time, I got absolutely scuppered. I was playing two-handed. I had Monterey Jack and Daniela Reyes. And Monterey Jack got defeated, leaving Daniela trying to investigate for all of these keys and spectacularly failing. And all she could do was just wander around trying not to die before the doom clock ran out. So, I can't remember if the treacheries were particularly bad, but I suspect they may make it more difficult to investigate. So, I'm going to go with Roald. The problem is, I set this up 3 weeks ago. I can't remember what treacheries are in there. So there you go. If there is a check mark next to that character's name, you can use the Resolute version. I don't think I've ever got a check mark next to anybody's name. No. Okay, so we're all gathered. We've set aside the Shoggoths. We've created the Act deck. So let's read Act 1 now. Sprawling City version 3. This is the discovery of a lifetime. Dyer's report was true, all of it. You must explore this alien civilization in order to learn more. So we can spend 2 tablet keys to remember that we discerned the origin of Shoggoth, so they're here. Or spend 2 cultist keys, they are here. Amazingly, they are all close together. This was entirely random, I swear. Objective: if the team has discerned the origin of the Shoggoths and discovered a hidden power, advance. So I've got to get those 2 and those 2. Meanwhile, Agenda 1A, Lurking Horrors, the hidden alien city looms before you. Ancient and enigmatic. What secrets and terrors lie in wait within? So as a freebie, during your turn, you can spend a clue and look at the revealed side of a city landscape in your column or row once per round. And during your turn, spend 3 clues. Move to any location in your column or row. Limit once per round. And I start at the ruinous streets. Forced. After you reveal one or more frost tokens during a skill test here, take a damage. As a reaction, when you discover the last clue, discover one clue on a connecting location. Well, that's disappointing because I've got the last clue and I don't have anything else. I mean, there's nothing revealed, so I can't grab any associated clues. And if I remember right, I think you get the keys as a freebie. Yeah, if it's got no clues, you can take control of its key, so I may as well take that one as a freebie straight away. So I want to get here or here first. So I'll take a bit of coffee in my new mug. Even the handle is a tentacle. I like it anyway. I have a tentacle on my t-shirt, tentacle on my mug, and a tentacle on my sleeves. Right. Just refresh myself with how bad the tokens are. We have skull is -X, the number of keys you control. Well, that's great. I've just picked a skull up straight away. Not that matters. Cultist is -2, so we've got -1, -2. Tablet is -3. And Elder Thing is -4, so they just get progressively worse, but the skull will get worse the more keys I pick up. Okay, let's draw opening hand. I can put the book out of the way for now. This book seems rather big. Move this over here, make a bit more space. So I do have 2 charismas. No one has ever done that to me before. Let's just do a quick mash. Right. Opening hand is Vicious Blow. Switchblade. Scrub the Tekalili weakness. I'm out of here. Intel report. Intel report. Okay. Scrap. Mind you, that's 2 to discover a clue. I might keep one of those. Get rid of the other. I don't think there is a resign ability. I'm going to sneak peek forwards. No, so I don't need. I'm out of here. Switchblade might be good. Oh, imagine I've not. Yeah, I did draw the 5th one, didn't I? Switchblade might be good until I find my dogs. I'm going to risk it. And Vicious Blow. I might just keep the Vicious Blow. Fight is 4, I get +2. No, I'll keep the Switchblade and ditch the Vicious Blow. So then we go 1, another Tekalili, 1, another Tekalili, 1, emergency quiche, Kemsler's Log, and a guard dog. Well, not really what I wanted, but there we go, that's what I have. Try and seed these through the deck so that I don't automatically shuffle them all back together. I think I'm best going down rather than across, because one of the freebies is to spend a clue. Oh no, spend 3 clues to move in your column or row, or 1 clue to reveal a card in the column or row. Right. Okay, that's my deck. That's my hand. Right, remind myself, what does Kensler's log do? 2 secrets. I can investigate with a base skill of 5 or get +2. Again, discover an additional clue. That might be useful. So I'm going to spend 2 to put Kensler's log into play. And it has 2 secrets, so I'll stick 2 resources on it to match that. So that was my first action. My second action, I'm just going to move down here to this city landscape. 5 shroud, 1 clue. As an action, I can move a clue from this location to an unrevealed location in this column or row. Or do I spend a clue to take a peek at one of them? No, I think I'm just going to, I'll probably regret this, I'm going to move here. Another submerged passageway. So I did action, move. So that's me done. No enemies in play. Nothing to ready, card and a resource, and I draw a vicious blow. And I get a resource. Now the fun happens. Doom on the agenda. We have a threshold of 6. And we draw our first encounter card, which is Quick Chill. Test head of 4, or intellect of 4 should I say. I need supplies on. What's his face? Test intellect. Now willpower of 4. If you fail, choose and discard an asset you control. Well, my intellect is 4, and I've got nothing in my hand to boost it by. Hey! Zero, that's a pass. Did you see that in here? Yeah. Well, that is a decent start. Okay, action 1. I'm going to keep moving. Move to here with the Elder Thing. 4 shroud, 1 clue. After you reveal 1 or more frost tokens, take a horror. If there are no clues on the Temple of the Elder Things, choose 2 locations with keys on them and swap each key on those locations once per game. I suppose I could swap those 2 perhaps, so it's 1 less move to get to that key. So that was my first action anyway, wasn't it? It was a move. So then I would have to investigate. It's not worth it to stop 1 move because I have to spend an action to do the investigate. So I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to drop down here, second action. We'll move down here. 3 shroud, 1 clue. -1 key. So here the test is fight or evade. As an action, I can discover a clue from Stonebridge. Shall we go with a fight? Well, it's not a fight, is it? So I can't use my switchblade. I could commit a vicious blow. I could commit a guard dog to get. That would only get me to 5 fight. My evade is only 1. Or I could investigate. So I'm investigating a 3 on a 3, or I'm fighting a 4 on a 4. So let's just investigate 3 on a 3. No, oh, I don't know. Or do I just move on? Let's economy, move on. Third action, we'll move on to the next location. Cyclopean Spires. 1 clue. Move 1 key on another location in this row to Cyclopean Spires. Group limit once per game. But anyway, I went. So that was like I did. So I've done my 3 actions this turn anyway. No enemies. Ready cards, card and a resource. I draw another switchblade. And again a resource. That's a clue. Gain a resource. In fact, let's make that. Use a dice for that. Rolling out tokens. Use a dice for that. I did just do my resource, didn't I? Got my switchblade. Doom. We're now at 2 out of 6, and we draw our next encounter card, which is a wook wook wook. Find the giant albino penguin enemy farthest from you. There isn't any. If there are none in place, search the encounter deck and discard power for a giant albino penguin. Draw it and shuffle the encounter. Giant albino penguin. He's aloof. As an additional cost to enter or leave this enemy's location, I must spend an action. But at least he's not Hunter, so he's not going to chase me about. So he is here with me. So that was my encounter. So action 1. Do I, if I could spend, again, it's not worth it to do the action to move a key because I've got to do the action to move it. So I may as well just move closer to it because I would only be moving it. I'm saving 2 actions to get to there, or to get to there. Well, it's that one, isn't it? So maybe I do it. I think I do it because it's going to cost me 2 actions to leave this location anyway, so I may as well get something out of it. So first action, I am going to trigger the ability there to move 1 key on another location in this row to the Cyclopean Spires. Then I am going to pay 2 to use Intel Report to get that clue. That's my second action. And then I'm going to take both of those keys. No idea what having the number 3 key will do before me, but there you go. They are freebie actions, aren't they? During your turn, spend 3 clues to me. Or shall I leave the 3 behind? I'm trying to think now whether there's... Well, yes, the cultist will make me drop a key on my location, so I may as well drop a key I don't want. Mind you, I don't need the skull, I don't think. So yeah, let's leave the 3 key where it is. So action 1 was get the clue. So action 2, we will move down. One clue. It's another stone bridge. So again, we can get the clue by fighting. But I'm going to move, third action, I'm going to move to where the... Oh, hang on, no, it cost me 2 actions to move out of the albinos penguin. So that's my actions done. Hunter, enemies move. He's not hunter. No one attacks. Ready cards. Card and a resource. I draw Tekelili weakness, take damage. And put this on the bottom of the Tekelili deck. I'm pronouncing it in multiple ways. Take 1. Damage. Doom, we go to 3 out of 6. And we draw an encounter card. Kindred Mist. Attached to the nearest location without a copy of Kindred Mist attached. Well, it's got to be the one I'm at, hasn't it? When one or more cards from the Tekelili deck would be shuffled into your deck while you're at an attached location, and draw them instead, placing them on the bottom of your deck. And then discard it at the end of the round. Okay, well, I don't plan on staying here much longer. Okay, action 1, we will move to the key here that we're after. One clue. Oh, that's interesting. Spend 2 0 keys, add 1 of them to the chaos bag as a chaos token for the remainder of the campaign. Oh, that would have been nice. See, it's knowing things like this, or even remembering things like this from the last time you played it. Right, well, it's a low shroud, and there's 1 clue. I've got 3 investigate. Let's see, that was my first action to move in. So action 2, let's get that clue. Three and a 2. Do I want to commit anything? I've got nothing I can commit. I could use... No, 3 and a 2. I'm going for this. 3 and a 2. 0 again. I get the clue. That's 3 clues I own. I get the tablet. So that's 2 of the clues I need. So that was my second action. My third action, I'm going to move over here. Stone Bridge. Again, another test, fight or evade of 4 to discover a clue. Or I could just do an investigate. Nice that it gives you options. I mean, that's the thing that Daniela could have done with on that previous playthrough, because she was absolutely scuppered for all of the locations that she needed to investigate on. Okay. No hunter enemies in play. Enemy Enemies attack. Ready cards. Card and a resource. I draw a Tekelli weakness. Take a horror. I'll put this on the bottom of the deck. And my resource. Might have forgotten that one last time. I think I did forget that last time because I didn't spend anything on. I was up there, wasn't I, when I spent? Yeah, I think I forgot to draw a resource last round because of the Tekelli weakness. Doom. We're at 4 out of 6. And we draw another encounter card. Miasmic Torment. Oh, and also that goes away because it was the end of the round. Miasmatic torment. It sounds like you're being tormented by asthma. If you control a partner asset, exhaust them and attach miasmic torment to them. Otherwise it gains surge. So I have Roald here, it's exhausted, and at the end of my turn he takes a damage or a horror, and I have to test a head or book of 3 to get rid of it. Okay, action 1. I'm going for that clue. 3 and a 3. Nothing to boost it by. No, let's use Kenda's log. Knock that down to 1. I'm investigating with a 5. 5 on a 3. -2. That's a pass. So I get that clue. That's 4 clues. And I get the first cultist token. Second action, I'm going to move down to this one. Map room. So might have been useful to get that -3. Spend 2 -3 clue keys to choose 3 locations and reveal them. Discover a clue from each of those locations. And record that you read the map. So that was, let me get this right. I've already forgotten what I've done. No, what I've done is move, isn't it? Yeah, I moved down as action 1. My second action, I will investigate. It's only a 2 shroud. And I am a 3. 3 on a 2. Tablet is -3. So that's a fail. Third action, seems a waste to use Kenda's log for this. Do I have anything in hand? No. 3 on a 2. Oh, even worse, -4. If you fail, the nearest enemy moves once towards you. Well, that would be the albino penguin. Which is good. I'll put him there because at least it's more obvious where he is now. Okay, that's my 3 actions done. Let's remember this guy is going to take damage at the end of my turn. So my turn has just ended. So he takes a damage. Sorry, rolled. Right, no enemies attack. Ready cards, card and a resource. So he readies this turn anyway. Card. Set dog. And a resource. Doom. We're now at 5 out of 6. I need to get that clue. I want to get ahead of the agenda advancing. And our encounter card is, woo, it's a giant phantasm. No, a glacial phantasm. 4/4/2. He's a monster. He's an Eidolon. At the end of the enemy phase, if he is ready, move it once towards the location with the most investigators. In player order, each investigator against your phantasm's location or a connecting location shuffles the top card of the tech leader into their deck without looking at it. And if you can't, you take a horror. So that is at the end of the enemy phase. So he potentially will move twice. But I've drawn him anyway, so he's here with me. So he is engaged with me. So I put him in my threat area here. Right, need to remind myself what my switchblade does. +2 fight, and if I succeed by 2 or more, deal +1 damage. Okay. As a freebie, I'm going to pay 2 to put the sled dog into play. So that's Leo's ability as a reaction as your turn starts. Coffee's getting cold. Okay. So what did we encounter? First action, I need to deal with the phantasm. So I think I fast play the switchblade into my second hand, and I fight with +2, so that's a 6 on a 4, and I will add a vicious blow to it, 6, so we're going 7 on a 4. 7 on a 4, fail by 1. If you fail, the nearest enemy moves towards you and attacks. He's already, if it's engaged with you, it attacks you, so that's 1 of each. 1 horror and 1 dodge. Okay, second action. I'm going to fight with the switchblade again, so I'm just attacking with a 6 against a 4. Elder sign. So 6, and elder sign is +2, so that's 8 against a 4. So I did succeed by 2 or more, so it deals 2 damage instead of 1. But then I can search the top 3 cards of my deck for an ally asset and draw it. So 1, 2, 3. I was hoping for another sled dog, but not to be, because then I could just set the dogs on it. Oh, I've got a watcher. Hello, watcher. Okay, so that was my second action. My third action, I'm going to try again with the switchblade. Don't want to commit anything to it. I'm going with a 5 on a 4. Probably want to commit the second switchblade if I'm honest. 6 on a 4. Let's do that. Six on a 4, -1, that's a success. So 6, 5 on a 4. So I've not beaten it by 2 or more, so it only does 1 damage. So that's 3 out of 4. That's disappointing. Oh, I didn't put the elder sign back in. So I made that test slightly harder than it should have been. Never mind. I'm out of action, so I can't do anything to save roll this round. 1 to enemies move, enemies attack. Okay, so this is the first end of enemy phase where the giant glacial phantasm is engaged with me. So first of all, so he doesn't attack on me as normal, so that puts me to 3 of each. But then, and then at the end of the round, I take a lily. Ready cards, nothing to ready. Card and a resource. Revelation, you must either discard an ally asset you control from play or discard each ally asset from your hand. I'm going to discard the guard dog from my hand. Okay. So that was the card, the resource. 1. Doom on the agenda, 6 out of 6. So we are advancing now. Awaken the monstrosities. The walls of the city call to you in surreptitious whispers, ethereal songs indecipherable to human ears, and yet somehow familiar all the same. You try your best to shut them out, to make believe it is just your imagination, but not all of your companions are as successful. Read Scenario Interlude. Gaze into madness. Okay, find each surviving expedition member, including those under your control who do not have a checkmark next to their name, and choose one of them at random. Okay, let's do that then. So, sorry, Roald, you are one of them, as it says. And so choose one at random, and it is Mala Sinha. So if I get rolled back. So what happens to Dr. Sinha? You don't notice the effect the whispers have on your party until it is too late. Your companion is not just studying the wall, they are leaning against it, placing their ear upon it, their eyes glazed over with rapturous stupor. When they reach the door, they either do not notice or choose to pointedly ignore the dribble of hideous miasma that seeps between its cracks, the thick grey mist that threatens to engulf them as a whole. You shout a warning just as the door opens and know enough to look away. At just the moment the miasma reaches out, what it is that your teammate sees you will never truly know. You catch only a glimpse of the unspeakable, bottomless misery that dwells on the other side. If your victim is Danforth, well, it's not. Your companion stands petrified in the doorway, whether by sheer terror or compelled by some unknown force, you cannot tell. You and others work your way towards the door, averting your gaze to ensure you do not suffer the same fate. You slide the stone door even shut, with a heavy crash, trapping the remainder of the churning miasma within. The moment the horror within is obscured, your companion's eyes roll back in their head and they collapse to the floor. Their heart continues to beat, but their eyes never open again. In the expedition team section of the campaign log, cross off the chosen character's name. If they were in play, they were defeated. So, another one bites the dust. Dr. Mala Sinha. Let's cross her off. I think she got by the door last time. Don't know what it is with the door and that door. Never mind. Okay. So now, that is the agenda 2A, Doom from Below. Below the darkened ice, more of the city lies trapped, encased and frozen in time, but this is the tip of the iceberg. So again, it's the same effect as before, but now we have a threshold of 10 to work towards. So that was our Doom. And our encounter card is, it's going to be another enemy, isn't it? Okay. Crumbling Ruins Hazard. Revelation test evade of 3, and my evade is 1. During this test, if you reveal a chaos token that matches a key on your location or under the control of an investigator at your location, you automatically fail. And for each point you fail by, take a damage. So I could be taking 3 damage here, which will almost kill me. Right, evade of 3. My evade is 1, and I have nothing I can commit to it. Minus 4. I fell by 3 damage. I am going to put 2 on Ellsworth. Sorry, Ellsworth. And 1 on me. Now I'm going to put, let's put 1 less on Ellsworth and 1 more on me. He foolishly says while in combat with an Eidolon. Okay, action 1. I need to hit the outer thing again, don't I? The phantasm again. So it's I'm fighting with the switchblade again. If it doesn't work, I'll put this dog. Plus 2, so that's a 6. 6 on a 4 with nothing to commit. 6 on a 4, elder thing, that's a -4 again. And he attacks me, so that's another 1 of each. I attack again. Switchblade again, 6 on a 4. 6. That's -1 for frost. I can't remember now. Or Snowken, isn't it? A Snowken, as they said on Mythosbusters, or as someone wrote into Mythosbusters. How can I forget? I'm sure it's a no, it is -1 and reveal another. So I was doing 6 on a 4, so now it's 5 on a 4, and a skull is -4. Okay, failed again. Got to do it, haven't I? 6 on a 4 again, last attempt. Tablet is -3, another fail. Okay, 3 failed attacks. At least he hasn't got retaliate. Right, hunter enemies move, hunter enemies attack. So it's another 1 damage of each. So I'm sorry, Roald, you're taking those this time. Because I'm only 2 off defeat on both stats. And then at the end of the enemy phase, I take another Takalili weakness. Right, ready cards. Card and a resource. Lucky cigarette case. And a resource. Want something to fight with? Doom. 1 out of 10. And our first encounter card. Nebulous miasma attached to your location when you're and at the end of the round, sorry, Roald takes a damage or a horror. Maybe I should let's say that I took let's say I gave the horror to the dog, not Ellsworth, so now Ellsworth takes a horror from the end of round action. Attached to your location. When you end your turn at the attached location, each card you control with sanity takes direct horror. Ooh. Okay, action 1. I really need to deal with this phantasm. But I don't have 6 and a 4. Come on. 6 and a 4 with the switchblade. Tablet failed again. 6 and a 4 second action with the switchblade. -1, that's a 6, that's a 5 and a 4. I've not succeeded by 2, but it's enough to kill the phantasm. He was a tough cookie. Cookie? Okay. Second action. The thing is, Rowold is going to die, isn't he? I can't do anything about it. I know what I can do. I can exhaust Rowold to treat that as blank. So at least that's not going to trigger. I will attempt to get that clue, which is I'll use Kensler's log. 5 on a 2. 4 on a 2. You're kidding me. 4, 3, 2, 1 on a 2, and if that's a fail. Third action, let's try and get rid of this. We've got to test head of 3. My head is 4. I'll commit the cigarette case to make it 5. 5 on a 3. We know how badly 2-up tests have gone on me. 5 on a 3. -1, that's a pass. Oh, I've saved you, Rowold. I've saved you. Okay. That was my 3 actions. We use Rowold's ability to block that, so that's not going to trigger at the end of the round. Hunter enemies move. There are none. Ready cards, card and a resource. Now draw. Internal injury. And a resource. Must I forget my resource? Not that I've got anything to spend it on. Doom flips to 2 out of 10. And the encounter card is Dawning of the Truth. Test head of 2. Increase the difficulty by 1 for each key on your location or under your control. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's now testing head of 7. If you fail, take 2 horror. Okay. This could be the end. 7 on a 4, or even 4 on a 7. 4 on a 7. 3 on a 7. 3 on a 7. I failed by 4, so I have to take 3 horror. It's gonna have to be 1 on me, putting me to 5 out of 6. 1 on Rowold, so he is dead. And 1 on the sled dog, so he is dead. Or she. Nasty. Right, action 1. I need that key. I also need to not be dead. So let's do 2 actions to discard internal injury. And then for my third action, oh, there's this as well though, isn't there? Could take a direct horror, that will kill me. So my third action is I have to move. Oh no, that should be gone. At the end of the round, discard. Oh, making things so much harder for myself. Right. Luckily, it only stuck around for 1 round. Okay, so action 3. Let's go for that clue. 3 on a 2. Nothing I can boost it by. Candace's log is spent. 3 on a 2. Come on, -1. That's a pass. I get a clue. I get the second cultist key, so we can advance. No, I can't. I've got to take actions first. Right. No extra actions, no enemies in play. Well, there is 1 enemy in play, but he's not a hunter. Ready cards, card and a resource, and I draw a vicious blow. Getting a resource. Let's do it that way. Doom. 3 out of 10. And our encounter card is Manifestation of Madness. When the Manifestation of Madness attacks you, shuffle the top 2 cards of the Tekalili deck into your deck without looking at them. For each horror card you cannot shuffle, it deals +1 damage and +1 horror. He's going to kill me. Action 1. Stab him. Stabby, stab, stab. 4, 5, 6 on a 3. 6, 7, 8 on a 3. Any allies in the top 3 cards of my deck? No. Where are all the dogs? So 6 on a 3. I've done 2 damage to him because I succeeded by 2 or more. First action, let's put that elder thing back, shall we? Second action, stabby stabby. 6 on a 3. 5 on a 3. 0, that's a pass. He is... Let's not throw the knife away. The Manifestation of Madness is under here. And then my third action, I will spend the 2 tablet keys to remember that I have discerned the origin of the Shoggoth. So I'm just going to put them there to remind me. That's my third action done. No extra action, no hunter enemies in play. Ready cards, card and a resource, and I draw a Tekalili weakness, take a damage. Ooh, this is getting painfully close. 7 out of 8. Doom goes to 4 out of 10, and our next encounter is a locked door. That's fine. Oh, the nearest location with the most clues. That should be a 1. And without a locked door. So that's there. Okay. So next action, spend the 2 cultist keys. And we've done them both, so we advance. What What you have found is almost too wild to believe. According to the mules and the records within the city, a race of monstrous creatures known as Shoggoths were created to serve the masters of the city. The Shoggoths were sent deep into the Undercity beneath the tallest mountain, where they would construct a gateway to seal some dormant primordial power. Something so terrifying even these Shoggoths' masters feared it. But the Shoggoths rebelled against them and let the seal decay, leading to the collapse of this ancient civilization. Swig of coffee. Suddenly a distant noise stops you and the other explorers in their tracks, a deep bellowing roar that seems to come from somewhere far below. You dare not ponder what kind of monstrosity would have made such a hideous sound. Shuffle the set-aside Shoggoth encounter set and the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck. You know the route into the Undercity. Reveal the hidden tunnel. In player order, each investigator draws one card from the top of the encounter deck. And then we so draw one card from the top of the encounter deck. It's another locked door. That's absolutely fantastic. Although that is revealed, so now has 2 clues on it. I'm running out of tokens. Running out of, let's say one's there. I've got to say one there. So I need to be at the hidden tunnel to advance. Luckily I'm only 2 spaces away. Clues on the hidden tunnel cannot be discovered or moved. Action, test a skill of your choice of 4. You may spend a skull key to get +5 skill value for this test. I have a skull key. If you succeed, return a clue to the token pool. 2 clues instead if you spent a skull key. Ooh! This is within my grasp then, isn't it? So we get rampaging and forgotten Shoggoths and stuff. So it says there the location cannot be investigated. So this is the nearest location with clues and without a locked door. But it says clues cannot be discovered. So I think I'm still alright to be able to do the test on those because I'm not doing an investigation. I am doing a skill test of my choice. So I've got that was my first action, I think. Yeah, I spent those to advance the act here. So second action, move to the city landscape. Each time a chaos token is revealed during a test here, double its modifier. Third action, we'll move to the hidden tunnel. Don't know why I'm doing that because it's already revealed. Okay, onto enemies moves. There are none. Ready cards, card and a resource. I'm out of here. There's no resign option, so that's no good. And a resource. Doom, we go to 5. And encounter card. This is this. It's game over, isn't it? Okay. Action 1, stab the Shoggoth. 4, 5, 6 on a 3. Oh, and he gets +2 per investigator health. Hopefully I didn't do that wrong before, so he's got 6 health. Great. I'm dead then. Unless I'm successful all 3 times. I do have a vicious blow. Let's commit vicious blow. So we're going 4, 5, 6, 7 on a 3. 7 on a 3, and I draw an Elder Sign +2. So that's 3 damage. That's 3 out of his 6 health. I get to search the top 3 cards for an ally. Is a sled dog going to be worth it? The sled dog will let me fight with a 5 and do 1 damage instead of a 4 and doing 1 damage. Mitch Brown will boost me by 2, but it's only to add it to your hand, so I might take Mitch just to give me the wild cards. Let me shuffle your deck. I'll spend a vicious blow. So that's first action down. I've done 3 damage. Pity I've not got another vicious blow in hand. Second action, I would again stabby. Commit Mitch Brown. So we're now doing 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on a 3. Oh, put that back in. 8 on a 3. -2, that's a pass. 2 more damage to him. Pity I couldn't boost it to give me a spare action. So the last one is just going to be a straight 6 on a 3. Come on, 6 on a 3. If I don't do this, I'm dead. Cultist, -2, that's a pass. Whew. Take a whole turn, but I have survived. Okay, that was my 3 actions. No left, no enemies to move or attack. Ready cards. Card on a resource. I draw another emergency quiche, and I gain a resource. We have 9 resources and nothing to spend it on. Doom. We're at 6 out of 10. And please don't be another enemy. Draw the top card of the Tekalili deck. This is ridiculous. These are 1, so I'm at 5 out of 6 sanity and 7 out of 8 damage. I cannot take a single hit. If I take a hit, I die. I am on the cusp of victory. Right, here we go again. I will fight with the switchblade. 6 on a 3. Nothing I can boost it with. 6 on a 3. Tablet is -3. That's a pass, but that's only 1 damage. Easy, I'm dead. Can't beat him now. 6 on a 3 again. 5 on a 3. 4 on a 3. So that's another single point of damage. Why don't I just evade him? I know I shouldn't be doing this. I'm going to take away that. Let's say I didn't do that second attack. Instead, I am doing an evade. Doing 1, 2, 3 on a 2. 3 on a 2. Score is -1. That's a pass. So he is evaded back at that location on my second action. And my third action is a skill test of fight, spending a skull to get a +5. Now let's just say I didn't do that first attack either. I just didn't think that through. So I'm doing so this is my second action. First action was to evade. Second action, I'm doing this test. It's 4 + 5, 9. 9 on a 4. I'll not put the skull test back in. 9 on a 4. Skull is -0. That's a pass. If you committed a skull test, 2 clues go away. It's there. I didn't even need to withdraw that second action. That's a pass. The path now clear leads to a labyrinth of dark, treacherous tunnels. For good or ill, your rigorous journey is coming to an end. Taking a deep breath, you gather your courage and delve into the depths of the mountain. Resolution 1. With a little bit of rewinding at the back end there, because I thought I didn't think I was going to be able to do it. That's a resolution 1. A quiet, unearthly stillness welcomes you as your party delves into the secret passageway. You expected to be greeted by sound and fury, but this eerie silence is almost worse. Not a word is spoken as you slink deeper and deeper into the secret shaft, making note of the peculiar smoothness of the walls and the bizarre markings along the floor. The muted drip, drip, drip of water in the distance. For hours you continue into the deep dark, questioning your judgment with each step. What kind of people walk willingly into the jaws of such horror? You risked your reputation going on this expedition to begin with. Then you risked your life not turning back the moment things turned dire. Now you risk your very sanity unearthing secrets no human was ever meant to find. Is this bravery, or the final mistake of a herd of fools too stubborn to see that their own deaths lie at the end of the road? It matters not, you've come too far to turn back now. One way or another, you will get the answers you seek. The only question is whether you'll live to tell the world what you found. In your campaign log, record that you found the hidden tunnel. We get victory X. That is pretty much 0. Oh no, wait. 1, 2. Victory 2. Very stingy. Very stingy. Yeah, victory 2. And record the amount of Toady. I've got to record that Roald got killed, didn't I? So Roald got killed. And what have I got to record? Found the hidden tunnel. I've got another 2 XP, so that puts me on 4 to spend for the final scenario. Interlude 3, Final Night. Oh my word, look at all of this. I think I might do this off stream. Oh, go on, let's do it, eh? You would hesitate to call the darkened pit you find yourself in safe by any means, but you feel as though this is as good a place as any to rest. It was hard enough to tell the time with the sun always lingering in the Antarctic sky. Now deep underground, with no sunlight to speak of, it is impossible. Well, one of your companions checks their pocket watch and informs the team that 14 hours have passed since you went underground. The response is one of utter disbelief. You do not remember travelling that long, but your body is weary enough to prove it. In gloomy silence, you and the others set up camp once more. Your numbers have dwindled to only yourself and a few experts who remain from those originally introduced to you by Dr. Kensler. The rest of the students and researchers are either back at the barrier camp when you first disembarked from the Theodosia, or ... no longer with you. The cavern is easily large enough for what few of you remain, and the icy floor brittle enough to stake down your tents. Even so, it does not feel truly safe. You wonder if you will ever feel safe again. You only have enough time to check on a few team members, regardless of whether they are alive or crossed out. One at a time, choose and reveal 3 of the sections below, or 4 if you were guided to the hidden tunnel. No, we found the hidden tunnel. The game effect of the chosen section cannot be performed, it does not count, and you can choose a new one instead. Once you have read the appropriate number of sections, proceed to Final Night 2. So, I think generally seems to work that if you check on a dead person, you get something of theirs. So, killed today, let's check, let's do the honourable thing and check on the 2 people I have killed today. We will check on Mala Sinha. She is crossed out. You're not sure what compelled you to seek out Dr. Sinha's tent, but now you're here, you know you won't find any answers among her belongings. Perhaps you can salvage some use out of her old medical kits. As you stuff her medical supplies into one of your backpacks, a shiver crawls up your back. You tell yourself it's out of necessity, but helping yourself to the belongings of the dead still weighs heavily on your conscience. You heft the backpack straps onto your shoulders and turn to leave, hoping this puts the grim business out of mind. The quiet clatter of something falling out of the backpack front pocket catches your attention. You search around your feet for the object and find a small leather wallet containing only a hairpin, a picture of Dr. Sinha with what you can only assume to be her family, and a ticket stub for a show at the Riverview Theatre. Without thinking why, you pocket it. If it was important enough for her to keep, it must hold some sentiment. Any one investigator may add the medical kit story asset to their deck. Okay, let's have a look. Dr. Sinha's medical kit. Would have been useful this round. Okay, then I will check on Roald, who got killed by being defeated. If you didn't know any better, you'd assume Ellsworth had been preparing for an apocalypse. Despite his reputation as a light-footed explorer and expert backpacker, a cursory glance at the belongings he left behind provides a wealth of provisions, supplies and cold-weather gear. As the team mournfully divides his things so as to put them to good use, you spot an extra pair of water-resistant boots he must have brought along as backpack. As backup even. You don't know if any of these would truly follow, if any of you could truly follow in his footsteps, but at least those of you might be able to walk in his shoes. So I'll take his shoes. Dead man's shoes. Ellsworth boots. Limit 1 footwear per investigator after the last clue is discovered from your location, exhausted, and move to a connecting location. Or discard it to move to any revealed location. Okay, so who shall I check on next? Let's check on, I don't know, let's check on Claypool because I've got a rent-a-ghost memory. Claypool studies the icy walls as you approach, his brow furrowed with concern. It should be warmer here, he notes, but even without wind chill it's almost 10 degrees colder. Just then something moves inside the ice, a shadow perhaps, or something reflecting off its surface. You and Claypool instinctively back away as the fleeting darkness swirls and vanishes. No light behind you could have cast that shadow. There is something wrong with this ice, Claypool whispers. It is cold. This cold, it is unnatural. Dyer's report described these inner structures as warm and inhabitable, but this is, you share a knowing glance. We need to be prepared for anything. Claypool's predictions help you stay safe from the inclement weather. Remove a frost token from the chaos bag. Cool. That's my 3 interludes done. Got my 3 checkings. Move on to Final Night 2. You try in vain to sleep, but the night seems to go on forever. Your thoughts meander endlessly in a maze of worry and doubt. If you have already played Fatal Mirage this campaign, proceed to Final Night 3. Just as you are finally beginning to drift off, the door appears again. It shimmers momentarily, grey mist billowing out from the cracks of the door frame. Again, you're being offered a choice, but do you dare risk venturing into the frigid illusion once more? So we must choose to either venture into the mirage, and we have to add a frost token, or we proceed to the final. So I think we put that frost token straight back in again, and we go and do the mirage. I have said that this time through I will do every optional scenario I can. So we're going to do the Mirage. Okay. So there we go, that was quite eventful. I'm quite pleased I managed to just scrape through. Killed a couple of people. That's how it goes, isn't it? I've got some goodies from the dead people anyway, so something came out of it. So yeah, my deck is getting bigger and bigger thanks to all of these extra things I'm picking up. And I still don't have a trauma, but look how close that came. Five out of 6 horror, 7 out of 8 damage. Leo Anderson clinging on for dear life. Let's reset that back to a 5. Take all of those off, ready for the next scenario, and then I will finish the stream and get the next one set up. Thank you very much for watching, all one of you. Hope that wasn't too bad. And see you next time. Bye!